Some people find it really useful to take a break between high school and university, whether it's an outreach or a discipleship training school, because it really helps them focus in on what God's calling them to, what they want to do with their lives, how they want to pursue their life's passions. It works different for different people, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
I felt like I needed to do a discipleship training school because that was a prerequisite to being long-term staff in YWAM, as well as getting an understanding of the ethos of YWAM.
DTS for me was just a time where God pretty much grabbed a hold of my life, rescued me from just where my choices were leading me. The biggest part of the DTS for me, I think, was just embracing God as my Father.
I was more into myself and how can I get forward and not really have advancements of the kingdom. So that's what DTS really did for me. It changed my focus from being so inward and internal focused to being outward focused.
When I first came to DTS, I had been really crying out to God to get a heart for the lost. And I began to pray through the lecture phase and began to ask God, would you do this in my heart? On my outreach, we went to India and Nepal, and I had this encounter with a Tibetan woman on the side of the road. Our exchange was so precious, and we couldn't communicate very well, but God just broke my heart for this woman. And it really changed my perspective, not only about this one woman, but about people that don't know Jesus in general.
Some of us do well in academic situations, and some of us don't. The nice thing about YWAM is that doesn't have to be a limitation. If I have a degree and it's been good for me, that's wonderful, but if I haven't been able to do that, I can always get training in YWAM. YWAM offers these short training programs, typically 3 months to 6 months long, which I find extremely useful, because when a young person comes in with passion saying, I want to be able to go out and reach a specific people group in a specific way, sending them off to college for 6-7 years is not quite the same as being able to go into an intense 3-month training program and then to be able to go out and use it right away. The emphasis in a lot of the YWAM schools is heart transformation versus head knowledge. We're encouraged to become the things we learn rather than just store away all this knowledge in our heads.
This time for me, it's so personally time with God, when He taught to me and when He learning me to call Him Daddy.
Most universities and most seminaries get into a lot of theory, and what I like about YWAM is that it's very, very hands-on, very practical. I went and did a school of desktop communication, which taught me a lot about digital communication for this day and age.
The vision of Media Village Nigeria is to rebuild the broken walls of Nigeria's society. Our walls have been broken down by poor leadership, bribery and corruption, religious intolerance, the pandemic of HIV and AIDS, poverty, unemployment, and many other social issues that are facing this country. We believe that we can train students with skills in mass media and let them go into the society and make a difference.
Our training is under the umbrella of Youth with a Mission, University of the Nations. I think our training differs from the local universities in the fact that it's all intensive. Because they're here for such a short space of time, they eat, sleep and drink video production.
Developing a passionate relationship with God, and out of that passionate relationship with God, a vibrant life flows out. Because if you're passionate about God, you will naturally find what is passionate to God, and you will just be a natural extension of that. If you are looking for an opportunity in YWAM where you can fit in, and if you don't find it, you can start it.
I am YWAM.
เอกซ์ฟัน YWAM
ฉันเป็น YWAM ค่ะ
Take a moment to think about things in your life that you could do without. Situations compromising what you know is right.
It's exciting to be in YWAM.
I'm dead sold on it. Using youth to affect the world.
Yeah, YWAM.
I am YWAM. If God uses anyone, I mean, if He uses me, then He uses anyone.
I love being a missionary. I will never trade it for anything else.
Yo soy Fukumu.